Welcome everybody back to another episode of GotGameTesters, and today's game we're playing is Noble Treachery. In the game Noble Treachery, what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect one of each of these color tokens in order to win the game. How you're going to do that is by playing tricks in order to collect these tokens. Everyone at the beginning of the game is going to randomly start off with these different tokens. The person with the lowest number of colors or the lowest sum is going to go first. That person's going to roll the dice. You're going to look at whichever one's the highest numbered die. In this case there's 2. So in this case we're going to say the black die is the one they choose and put the black token in the middle. This is the token that everyone is fighting for. This is known as the spoils. Then everyone's going to go into a betting round where they bet these tokens on the side here. They're going to bet their tokens to see who wants to be known as the challenger. The challenger is going to have control over this token, the war/diplomacy token, as well as decide whether or not they want to go first or last in the round. Let's say that nobody bets. In that case, the person who rolled the dice is going to be the one who's the challenger. He decides that it's going to be war and he wants to play last. So this guy here, he's going to go first and he's going to look at his hands of cards, and there's a bunch of different colored numbers here going on, and that just means the number is going to associate with the die in the middle. So if we're trying to do war means that whoever has the highest sum is going to go first, or is going to win the spoils, and diplomacy means that whoever has the lowest sum is going to win the spoils. So in this case, he plays war, and I play the red 9 here. Now, if you look, it's a red 9, so that 9 up there with red means it's going to associate with the red die here, and because I'm colorblind, I'm having a hard time figuring it out. So that means he's going to have a total of 10, okay? So he's going to take that, ta-da, total of 10. It says roll any die except the red die. So he's going to take, for example, the black one and say, you know what, black, you've just been shot down to a 2 instead of a 6. So the next person's going to go, and he's going to play his 8, and it says, okay, on his 8, it says roll the black die or the highest value non-black die. Well, he's trying to beat the 10 here. Now, yes, he can win or tie for an 8, but he wants to actually win. So he rolls the black die, and now it's back up to 12. Then the other 2 people are going to play cards or whatever. And then everyone's going to figure out whoever has the highest sum in terms of a war round. In this case, that would be black. Black would win the black token. And this is basically how the round's going to go over and over until somebody has one of each color. Now, all these different cards, however, do very different things. Some steal tokens from other players, some take tokens from the bank immediately, some make you re-roll dice all the time, and some, like for example, this castle here protects you from having your tokens taken and such. And lots of different things are going on, and it creates for a huge variety of the game. But essentially, everyone's going to keep playing around, betting and then playing cards, betting and then playing cards until someone has 5 different tokens. So, this game is it plays only from 4 to 6 players, so you're going to need several people to play. I don't know why he didn't choose 3. I'm not sure. I'm sure you could play this game with 3. But it might get a little messy, I don't know. 45 to 60 minutes. I'm going to say it's only 45 to 60 minutes if everybody knows what they're doing. Otherwise, it's going to take longer than 60 minutes on average, okay? Especially with 5 or 6 players. It's definitely a trick-taking game. I would like to say that it's got a lot more depth than almost every trick-taking game that I know, personally, that is. So, is it a good game, however? Fantastic game. Fantastic. I cannot explain how much I love this game. Hands down, the best trick-taking game I've ever played, okay? And there's 100 reasons why, all right? But I'm going to stick to just a few. Number 1, it's super simple, and it's very, very intuitive. I like the fact that I can teach it to anybody. That's what I mean by simple, okay? The friends that I have come over, I have a lot of people come over to my house, and most of the time there's always somebody who's new to gaming or is still in the casual gamer stage. They're not really super into things, but this is definitely a game that I could pull out with any group and have a great time, because everyone likes the fact that anything can change in a round. You cannot possibly plan exactly what you're going to do every single turn, just because things can change drastically by the time it's your turn. It's just a great game. He's done a great job. He's obviously play tested it tons of times. Something I didn't get into the explanation was there are bonus die rolls. So if you like roll a straight, meaning like 1 through 5 or 2 through 6 or something like that, then the person who rolled the dice also gets basically a bonus token that they can steal from another person or they can steal from the bank. And also if you get like a full house, for example, you know, a pair and a 3 of a kind, then you can do that as well. And the coolest one, now statistically improbable, but it's there nonetheless, is that there's something called poison, that if you roll all 5 dice and they're all the same number, then you can take all of the tokens from another player. They don't come up super frequently, but it's really fun when they do. So, like I said, super simple, love that fact. Very intuitive. The artwork is fantastic, by the way. I love the artwork. I like the design. The theme, sure. Okay, people might have seen the theme 100 times over. I kind of feel like it's kind of got the Tempest series kind of feel to it from AEG. Their Tempest feel. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it's pretty close. This game is so good that my wife even forced me to back this game, and I am very, very glad to say that I backed this game because it is a super good game. Something else that I didn't explain is the fact that the cards run from basically 1 to 9, and those are considered the common cards from 1 to 9. There are other cards that have diamonds next to the number, and that means they're unique, so they're one of a kind. So there's lots and lots of variety to be had, so you don't feel like everyone's playing the same 9 cards over and over, which there are a lot of games like that. Libertalia, for example, has the same number, I can't remember, 20 cards? Something like that. Anyway, they have the same number of cards that everyone's going to be playing with, just in different orders. And that's kind of what this does, but there's a lot more to it because there's a lot of unique cards as well. Jay Mayer did an excellent job. Kudos to you. I'm very pleased to say, go out, back this game. I did. It's going to be definitely worth your while. And if you haven't already guessed, this is getting the GotGameTesters seal of approval. Thank you for watching another episode. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving to all of you Americans out there. We will be putting up another video here very shortly about the different games that I'm thankful for. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's going to be good. We'll see you next time on another exciting episode of GotGameTesters.